The Normans captured Limerick in 1195 and ushered in the long connection with the English crown. The Normans were great builders and constructed King John's Castle, which was planned and built between 1200 and 1212 under orders of King John of England, who never actually visited the city but is well known because of his connections with Robin Hood, real or legendary. King John's Castle was later extended later in the 13th century. The Normans also enlarged and extended St Mary's Cathedral, which had been founded in 1168, reputedly on the site of a palace donated by Donald Moore O'Brien, King of Munster, and which was much rebuilt and enlarged over the following 3 centuries. Medieval Limerick was a small city with a walled area of 57 acres and a population, both inside and outside the walls, that never exceeded 3,500. It was surrounded by this huge wall that had a total length of some 3 miles. Limerick's Great Wall was punctuated by 17 gates and peppered with towers, chiefly situated at the corners. In the 13th century, medieval Limerick enjoyed a time of great prosperity and comparative peace, which can be gauged by the building works of the period. This was the period of the building of the wall, the castle, and also a considerable extension to St Mary's Cathedral, while 4 religious houses were founded, those of the Franciscans, the Augustinians, the Dominicans, and the Crutch Friars. By contrast, the 14th century was a series of disasters, beginning with the Bruce invasion of 1316-18 and the Great European Famine of 1314-1320. This culminated in the Black Death, the terrible bubonic plague which reached Limerick on the 1st November 1349. It is estimated that 40 to 50% of Limerick's city's population died between 1348 and 1350. The plague returned to Ireland in 1357, 1361, 1363, 1370, 1383, 1390 to 93 and 1398. As a result, by the end of the 14th century, the population of Limerick City was probably only half of what had been in 1300. In the 15th century, the power of the English crown collapsed in Ireland and the country fragmented into a mosaic of lordships that nominally owed allegiance to the King of England, but in reality ignored his authority and that of his Irish administration. This process also affected the cities and towns, which became virtual independent city-states. Limerick City had the status of an independent city-state for nearly 2 centuries, from 1413 to 1603. However, this was not an enviable status, because the city was surrounded by 2 powerful and formidable enemies, the O'Brien Lordship in what is now County Clare and the Earldom of Desmond in what is now Counties Limerick, Kerry and North Cork. Nevertheless, in the late 15th century, Limerick enjoyed a return to some degree of prosperity. The city walls and St Mary's Cathedral were both extended, and the building of stone houses on Limerick's main streets became much more common.